when that trumpet sound, boy, you don't wanna miss out. Either in or you out, ain't no straddling the fence. Either in or you out, ain't no straddling the fence. Either in or you out, ain't no straddling the fence. Either in the Lord or you out on the Lord. Either in or you out, ain't no straddling the fence. Either in or you out, ain't no straddling the fence. Either in or you out, ain't no straddling the fence. Either in the Lord or you out.
There we go.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you weren't lying, Doc. It is a delay on your end.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But hey, we here in it. We here in these Babylon streets.
Yes, sir.
What it do, Hebrew?
Man, Shabbat Shalom, brother. Just another day of rest that we finally made it to.
Yes, sir.
Got a little rest in, so I'm decent.
Yes, sir. We didn't got the lesson in with the short leggers today. Title of that lesson was what was it? In honor to reject the beast.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? It's basically
It's an
just
honor.
talking. Huh?
It's an honor to reject the beast.
Yes, sir. We done went from, rejecting the flesh and then end up going into the Revelations 15 and 16, talking about the mark of the beast and what's to come for those who accept the mark and the worship of the idol.
For sure.
So on today's news, Israelites, we got some things brewing. Got some things brewing that we need to talk about. Let the people know, just in case I hit the wrong button. Let the people see what's going on over here in these Babylon streets. The first thing we're gonna get to is the U.S. and Russia's nuclear peace treaty that expired. And we're gonna see, and this treaty I think been in place for I think maybe a couple of decades or somewhere around there. But there's no more nuclear peace treaty right now between America and Russia. So let's see what they're talking about here on this news circuit.
The U.S. and Russia agreeing to hold high-level military talks just hours after the last remaining nuclear treaty between the two superpowers expired. Decades-long arms treaty known as the New START Treaty capped both countries at some 1,500 nuclear warheads and required on-site inspections and notifications to ensure both sides were in compliance. Critics of the agreement, including President Trump, have pointed out it did not cover China, which continues to bolster its nuclear stockpile. CBS News senior White House reporter Willie James Inman joins us now. Willie, has the White House commented on the expiration of this treaty?
Hey there, Lindsay. Good to be with you this afternoon. Well, the president just about an hour ago did comment via Truth Social, which we oftentimes see. The president posts important statements on that social media platform. He said rather than extend New START, referring to the treaty between the U.S. and Russia, which curtails or limits the strategic deployment of those strategic nuclear weapons to 1,500, as you mentioned. He calls it a badly negotiated deal, and he wants nuclear experts to work on a new and improved and modernized treaty. This follows an Axios report which essentially said that the two sides had agreed to kick the can down the road, so to speak, for 6 months to be able to negotiate a deal. So the president not confirming that report, but simply saying that some type of new treaty will be worked on. amid concerns that this could potentially lead to an arms race. There are, of course, concerns about China as well, which isn't part of this agreement, but in large part, some officials and some experts will point out that China has been increasing its nuclear capability and its nuclear arms. It's unlikely, perhaps, that China will be a part of these negotiations between the U.S. and Russia. But this, of course, happens while the U.S. helps negotiate some type of ceasefire or an agreement between Ukraine and Russia amid that ongoing conflict. So a lot of moving parts here, but the president calling for a new START treaty between the U.S. and Russia today, Lindsay.
And the president spoke at a national prayer breakfast this morning. Let's listen.
All right. What's your take on that, Israelite?
Man, sound like they better put something on the table, Lock.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, if somebody do, initiate nuclear war, I don't think a treaty gonna stop somebody from being corrupt. Like if you press that button, I think you all the way in. But
yeah, we see now that Trump already broke some of the agreements that they had in place.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like taking Venezuela over. That wasn't part of no plan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But there's no honor amongst thieves,
That part.
You know what I'm saying? So hey, it's bound to happen.
Pretty much, and it's just as ugly as they want to show you. As much as they show us, is that much more going on behind closed doors.
Yeah, because we don't know, we don't be at these NATO meetings and all these Mar-a-Lago meetings that they be having every year with the world leaders. We ain't there for that. So who's to say what's really going down behind closed doors?
And just how they talk anyway, I seen a clip of Trump talking about why can't we get some people from Sweden and Greenland and stuff, some good countries. We get everybody from Somalia. We get everybody from, third world countries. They're open about how they feel about these other nations.
Mm-hmm. Hey, it's going to happen how it's going to happen. They're going to show they prejudice to who they show their prejudice to, and shoot, keep on going.
That sound like, is that part of the lesson you went with the short leggers,
Yeah, because you done read a couple of scripts about not following after the flesh, but follow after the spirit. So we could say that played a part in there in that, because what we seeing with the world and whatnot, and I say I got to do a better job of and showing the short leggers these current events too, because they out here in this world as well, so they need to know about it and see what's going on in their community and whatnot. Yes, Jeremiah. All right. We got another thing going down. A lot of youngsters, short leggers, protesting here in the Nat. When it comes to ICE and deportation, in some schools is laying down the Johnny Law for certain short leggers protesting. So let's see what they got going over here in the Nat, Pop.
All right.
Hundreds of Central Indiana high school students took part in peaceful walkouts during school hours protesting ICE.
Some of those students were from Southport High School, and they are now facing suspensions. Our Matthew Foltz spoke with several of those students today who say school leaders never notified them they'd get in trouble.
This was the scene Monday morning outside of Southport High School, as dozens of students walked out of their classroom and into the streets as part of a protest against ICE.
It's tragic. People are being taken away. from their homes and being ripped apart from their family.
Junior Zed Osalum, Ava Miller, and Derek Stanley were among the dozens who participated.
I did this because I really wanted to see a change in the society, and I knew that that wasn't going to happen through working through the system. I knew that we needed resistance, and I thought this was the best way to do it.
But what they didn't know was the trouble they would get in for walking out of class.
I was very disappointed to hear that the disciplinary action was suspension. I feel like it was very uncalled for, and to a degree, I understand that there needs to be consequences that comes with protest. You can open your history book and find that. But suspension seemed like a little bit of a reach to me.
The students say they're now facing 1 day of out-of-school suspension. 13 News obtained emails sent out to parents from the high school principal. The first email went out shortly after 11 a.m. saying that the students would just be marked as unexcused for the day. But later Monday night, the principal sent out another email saying there was, quote, a clear line between expression and endangerment. It also went on to say that students who left would face consequences in accordance with the student handbook.
We looked at the handbook. It didn't say any specific consequences for it. So it was very much just a lot of rumors circulating, and we never really got just a fair explanation or just a chance to explain ourselves or anything like that.
While the school believes stepping out of class was wrong, these...
So over there in good old Southport, aka the Edomite land, they say, hey, you said you walk out, you getting suspended. But see, and now this is what I was saying about the folks at the gig. Folks, now I understand the school got a certain liability with the short legs, and you know the time that they're supposed to be at school and whatnot. But I think it's a double standard because you can talk about it and voice your opinion as adults and whatnot while you at work, but then it's frowned upon when them short leggers say they want to do something to, you know, voice their opinion. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a double standard a little bit. Like certain agenda is like them protesting not is frowned upon, but you know, you bring people into the school to make sure they vote when they 18 and make sure they do, you know, A, B, C, and D. But
yeah, so it's like it's cool for them to be political in this way that's like conforming to the way that they approve of. But if it's like being political in a way to go against their system, they like, oh no, we gotta shut that down.
Yeah. And a lot of schools did it yesterday.
Yeah.
I think about 15, 20 schools did it yesterday. You know what I'm saying?
So is they gonna punish all them children?
I don't think I think we'll say where I'm at.
Yeah.
You know, the principal, you know, met with the class president and whatnot and say this is how they're gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, majority of the folks was doing it for right cause or whatnot, and then some went out there and did some other thing. You know what I'm saying? Driving crazy, youngsters jumping out in the street, then they're getting hit, going to the store, stealing. You know, so even though some of them had good intentions, there's a lot of bad intentions amongst that tree of short leggers. But
and another thing too is like it's specifically about the ICE protest, right?
Yeah.
So like I think it'd be confusion already, because they be trying to get everybody involved in these politics that don't even. This not even how you politic. Like as a black, so-called black African American, honestly,
it's not even your fight.
This not even your fight.
Your fight.
This not your. I know. Look, see to the public, it sound harsh and it sound like a cruel thing to deal with, but that's because we've been taught self-hate. So all we know is hate ourselves. It's cool when it's a bunch of niggas getting laid out on the news. That's just normal life. But when it's another community getting laid out or getting harassed by the police, then it's an uproar. And see, we've been the foundation for so long that folks ain't used to getting it redirected in a direction, you know. And it's like nobody even tried to make Negroes whole who built this country. We paid the way for everybody else, Africans, to come over here. It been so many Africans like I done met that got an attitude towards American Negroes like we bottom of the barrel, but y'all are benefiting off the fruits of our labor and our struggle. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you know, not even to be rude, but like niggas need to teach their children, like, this ain't even your fight. Like, we teaching y'all what to fight for.
For sure. And you know, and look, and it was a video I seen, I think it was today or it was either last night, but it was one person called Indianapolis a bunch of hypocrites because they said y'all protesting and ICE is not even in y'all city right now. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, there was I think it was two sisters that I seen the video of, and basically they was like they was basically saying, you know, to the other nation, hey, you be okay. It's only been a year. She said, you got 398 more years to go. You know what I'm saying? She's like, they just deporting y'all. They said they wasn't killing y'all, feeding y'all as gator bait and doing A, B, C, and D with.
Yeah, and then I think ICE they did pull up here now. They were cited on Illinois and 38th. I guess they got them posted up at the Marriott downtown or something. But I mean, regardless, like, you know, just for regular brothers and sisters that's already citizens here, I say just move right, because
Hey,
the whole thing is, yeah, I see you now. It was glitching a little bit. But I say just move right, you know. Shoot, you don't want no mistakes to be had. You feel me? Just stay away from them people, really.
Hold on, I
Can you hear me out? I don't know if I can hear me.
Hey, bro.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, man.
What's that? Hashatan jiggling wires, that's all.
He over there stabbing them wires up,
man.
Because I'm using the hotspot, because that's what I've been using, and this thing been disconnected. It took me off the internet all the way, and wouldn't let me get back on. But let's go to the next one.
Yes, sir.
This one, them U.S. Marines, they deploying out. Where it at? As tension rise over there in Iran, they loading up on them big old warships. We know with the Marines, the Marines is usually the first military force that get deployed to get that groundwork running. So let's see what's going on over here.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
So we see that these Marines is getting deployed out. See them big old choppers out.
Yeah.
So they on the way to Iran. I think they got I can't remember, it was another country that started sending out some F-5 bombers, something like that, towards Iran, preparing for the U.S. to come on up there and get that war jumping off. Hold on, let me take this out. All right, stop this one, huh?
All right, but they deploying, huh?
Yeah, they deploying, going over there to Iran. Tensions is running heavy over there. I seen a press conference this morning about them talking about Iran down there at the White House, and they said it's wartime. They ain't pulling back. So we know America and Iran got some long bloodline hatred towards one another, and they gonna get it in. It ain't looking good. So I'm gonna say maybe sometime this week. Maybe I'm gonna say sometime this week it's gonna go down. My bad. I'm up here trying to check on something.
Oh, you all good?
That was it. That was all the current events I had. Oh, we still had Gaddafi. Seen that Gaddafi's son got assassinated this week. It was something else. Did you got anything else? Any current event?
I think you didn't cover probably. I just know the ICE is in town.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Just stay vigilant. Sure, you seeing the signs of the time.
Yeah. Yep. Short leggers watching the parents. Tell you short leggers to be vigilant. Because a lot of the Muslims that you see over here, from over there, from Iran and whatnot, they here for a certain purpose.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They not here to be buddy with you. They here for a certain purpose, and then when that time comes, they gonna blow some things up, and everything they do is for Allah Akbar.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, we laugh, but that's some serious stuff for real, because that's what they raised on. This how we raised our short leggers on, getting into this truth and into this word. That's how they raised. they born to be suicide bombers.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's serious. That's a lot of heart. One just to die for the cause that you dying for, but to blow yourself up in the process. Gee.
So and then it's like you said, it's like that's their reality. That's all they know. They brainwashed to do that. So to them, that's righteous. That's the scary part. That's righteousness to them.
Mm-hmm. And proud to do it.
Yeah. Their
Ain't no
zeal
shame.
level is off the meter. It's just in wickedness, but they don't see it that way. But
Right.
yeah, it's the signs of the times. It's crucial, and like all of this stuff out here that they got in front of us is just for distraction. Sports is just distraction, and like all this just entertainment. And if everybody was really to buckle down and focus on what was important, you'll start seeing some real separation and some real headway with progress in the community. But our people still drunk off the delicacies of this nation.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, good current events, keeping us up to par on what's going on. And I think that tie into what, it all tie into the purpose. But like we spoke about last weekend, the the Mashiyach doctrine, we've been speaking about that a couple of weeks now, and just what that entails of. But one thing we seen was that the cross, as they translated, the cross is a part of the Mashiach's doctrine. So we've been kind of homing in on that, and now we at the point of, in this Mashiach doctrine, how do we really get into that? And so that's why this title was Denying Ourselves to Follow Mashiach, because it's plenty places in the scriptures where we see that mankind got one way they thinking is right, but that's why the Mashiach came, was to show us really how to live. Yeah. So I'm gonna just get into it with the with the little study guide. So it says the cross, the Torah, and the covenant walk. Foundation scripture gonna be Luke 9:23. Can you pull that up? Luke 9:23. Got the Strong's numbers on there.
Yes, and we're gonna go ahead and review Satan in the beginning, not because we ain't got time for it today.
For sure, man. We ain't got no time for no technical difficulties. We rebuke Satan at this moment. We about to flow with this thing.
Yes, sir.
All praises. So we in the book of Luke, chapter 9, at verse 23, and it reads, "And he said to them all, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross daily and follow me." So we just want to look at that real quick. So this lesson teaches that following Yahushua is not symbolic, emotional, or occasional. It is a daily covenant walk that requires self-denial, obedience, restraint, maturity, and we're going to explore the historical meaning of the cross, what deny yourself looks like in real life, the ancient Hebrew Torah. We're going to get into some Old Testament that show the Torah, the Aleph and the Torah, beginning to completion, fruits of the Spirit as proof of the cross or the Torah, and a warning against false teachings. So section 1, historical content of Luke, because a lot of times, you know, we read these scriptures or these epistles and we just jump into it and start reading, but we don't realize that at that time it was a different mindset, or it was something going on that is not going on today that we got to know that was going on for us to understand. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't just look at every verse in the scripture and think we understand what they was going through, because it was different practices going on that we just not privy to, you know, unless we studied up on it.
Right.
So historical context of Luke 9:23, when Yahushua spoke these words, Yasharal was under Roman occupation. So they was in Yasharal, but it was being controlled by the Romans, just like America might be over in Iran, but got their embassy over there set up and they out policing the people.
Pontius Pilate was the ruler over there at that time. Yep.
It's a crucifixion was not religious language. It was a real Roman execution method used to break rebellion. So, you know, as we went over last week, the crucifixion, it was so bad that was something that the Romans didn't even really do to their own people like that. They used that for outsiders. If they did it to their own people, it probably was a traitor to the lowest degree or something. But other than that, it was, they said, man, we ain't doing no Roman city. We'll execute them a decent death, I guess. But, you know, to crucify somebody, to torture them for hours upon hours, days, sometimes, like, that wasn't for they people. It say the people expected a political savior, a conquering king, power and deliverance. Yahushua instead taught self-denial, submission, obedience to Yahuwah. So when he said, take up your cross, he was calling his followers to accept the cost of righteousness, even rejection, shame, and loss. So, you know, let's pull this up in another place. Let me pull this up.
Yeah, man. Yep. Same thing, Doc. Same lesson with the short leggers, Doc.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Deny the flesh.
Deny it.
Deny the flesh. Yeah. And follow these laws, statutes, and commandments. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on real quick. Try to precept this real quick. Precept this real quick. I'm gonna go to Luke 14 real quick. You can stay there. I'll go real quick so you don't have to. Let's say Luke 14, and I want to say 28 through 30. Let's see. It say, for which of you intending to build a tower sitteth not down first to count it the cost? So, you know, you about to go build a tower, you about to go build a structure, invest in some real estate. It says, who go do that and don't count the cost first, whether he have sufficient to finish it, less happily after he hath laid the foundation and is not able to finish it, all that behold it begin to mock him. It says, saying, this man began to build and was not able to finish. Or what king going to make war against another king sitteth not down first and consulteth whether he be able with 10,000 to meet him that cometh against him with 20,000, or else while the other is yet a great way off, he sendeth in embassage and desireth conditions of peace. So likewise, whoever he be of you that forsake not all that he hath, he cannot be my disciple. So the Mashiyach basically breaking it down, like, who sit down to build a tower, who sit down as a king and decide, hey, I'm about to go to war, who sit down and say, I'm about to start a business, and don't got the business plan and don't got the funds ready. Like he like, man, if you ain't did that in your own personal life, like you can't be no disciple of mine because you gotta be 20 toes in with this thing.
For sure.
So, we getting into the severity of what to talk about rejection, shame, loss. Like he like, hey, look, this is what you gotta even expect. You know what I'm saying? You can't expect to be just a Candyland.
It's work.
Yeah.
It's work.
You gotta put that work in.
Yeah. And then you're gonna be you be a traveler. You ain't gonna have no home. You know what I'm saying? Your home is whoever welcomes you into their house for the night or however long y'all mission is in that city. You know what I'm saying? So gotta count the boss or count the cost, to follow the boss.
So in section 2, we got denying yourself does not mean denying your existence. So it's not saying, now I ain't no real person. It's saying, hey, I am a real person, but it means denying self-rule. It means like I'm giving up. I mean, because you all got will we got free will, so I can do whatever I want. You know what I'm saying? That I'm capable of. But I choose not to engage in certain activities because I'm giving that up to the Father. So this shows up daily, checking your attitude when pride rises. This is how we got to check ourselves on a daily.
That's that level.
That's that what?
That's that leavening. That puffed up spirit.
It start rising up in you. It's a restraining your hand when anger wants to act. Somebody gets you upset, boy, you be ready to, you feel me? It's a guarding your mouth when harsh words feel justified. And see, like that's the thing. Everything they just spoke right here, the streets or the world gonna tell you the opposite is the right way to go about that.
Man, get your revenge, man.
Yup.
Don't let him play on your name.
They said what to you and you didn't say what? Oh, I would have told them my mind.
Yeah, man, you tripping. You didn't let him get over on you again.
And then they start insulting you. Man, you acting soft. Man, that seems weak.
What the script say? Be not deceived. Don't let these folks lead you down that path to where you're gonna regret something later on because you clouded with anger. You know what I'm saying?
Don't let a temporary decision put you in a permanent situation.
Don't shed no innocent blood when things I think a lot of things can be fixed if folks know how to talk and communicate. You know what I'm saying? That's why I tell us not to even do too much if you angry. Separate yourself.
Yeah, let it cool down, then you could come back and talk level-headed.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
It's a you may be right in the flesh, but you choose righteousness instead because you represent Yahuwah. So just like you said, get your revenge in the flesh. Hey, look, and then it might even be a law that allow you to, get your revenge, or to, it could be a situation where it could be legal to where you could, it could be dealing with lawsuits or dealing with like company. Like it be certain things that be going on in the corporate world that people be doing boys dirty that necessarily maybe they didn't have to, maybe it's some people out there that lost their businesses, lost their homes because of a technicality or something that somebody chose to enforce, but they didn't have to. So it'd be greed. So you could be right in the flesh to do something, but be destroying somebody.
Right.
It's a taking up the cross daily. Yahushua said daily, not once, not on the Shabbat only, not when convenient. Taking up the cross means choosing patience over reaction, choosing humility over ego, choosing obedience over comfort. The cross is not only suffering, the cross is submission. So, we're going straight out the New Testament. And I know a lot of folks got an issue with this cross, but we didn't went through the ringer and looked at the studies. And the thing is, the Romans stole everything.
Yeah.
Literally stole everything. So even though they used this as, punishment, they didn't even invent crucifixion. So we saw that, in the information last week. But they didn't invent the tar, they didn't invent the cross. The Greeks, who the Romans, share they same alphabet, they got they letters from basically the Hebrews, but if you look it up, it's gonna say the Phoenician, right? Which is all Semitic. So they stole, they stole these characters already. Let's look at the tar. Let me see if I can share this. I think I can share.
You should be able to.
Okay, let's see. Share screen. And then I think I choose. You can see this up.
Not right now, nope.
Oh, okay, hold up. There you go.
Yes. Is it popped up on the screen? Hold on, let me add it. There you go. Now see if you can control it. Yep, there you go.
Okay, bet.
Yep, just blow it up just a little bit. There you go.
All right. So we on ancienthebrew.org, the ancient Hebrew alphabet, and they pronounce it with a V. They're gonna get into it a little bit, but you see right here they say Tav. That's who it is, Jeffrey Benner. He got the books, and it's showing us the early, middle, late, and the modern. So that's what I'm saying. It's went through some transformations. But originally, that's what the tar was, what that looked like to you. Either one of these. It's a ancient name, tar. See, the ancient name is the tar, not with a W, not with a V. And it say the pictograph, cross sticks. Cross sticks. And it means mark, sign, signal, monument. It make a T sound in the ancient brew. It's a history and reconstruction. The ancient picture tar is a type of mark, probably a two sticks cross to mark a place, similar to Egyptian hieroglyph. And then they show you the picture, a picture of two cross sticks. This letter has the meaning of mark, sign, and signature. So it could be a signature. It's the modern Hebrew, Arabic, and Greek names for this letter is Tav or Tal, a Hebrew word meaning mark. Hebrew, Greek, and Aramaic agree that the sound for this letter is T sound. The early pictograph evolved into that slanted X in the middle Semitic script and continued to evolve into the modern symbol right there in the late Semitic script. From the middle Semitic script derived the modern Hebrew. Even more, this is the most recent. The early Semitic script is the origin of the Greek Latin T. So, that's where they got their T from. Then it shows you the years and how it was, formed over the years. So, just some information, right, to show you what the tar is and where the cross come from, because it's a whole. Let me see how I stop sharing this like this.
Yep.
Because you got an ankh out there in the ancient Egyptian that they're trying to tell you that is connected to it. It's the Christians just took it up and started worshiping it. But we want to put it in its proper perspective. So section 4, the tall, which we just went over, mark, sign, seal, covenant, or ownership. In ancient pictographs, the tall was drawn as cross-shaped mark. All right, let's go to Ezekiel 9 and 4.
Ezekiel 9 and 4.
Yup. You want to start from 1? Let's just start from verse 1 so we get some context.
Okay.
All right, Ezekiel chapter 9, and it reads, He cried also in mine ears with a loud voice, saying, Cause them that have charge over the city to draw near, even every man with his destroying weapon in his hand. And behold, 6 men came from the way of the higher gate which lieth towards the north, and every man a slaughter weapon in his hand, and one man among them was clothed with linen, with a writer's iron inkhorn by his side, and they went in and stood beside the brazen altar. Verse 3. And the glory of Elohim the glory of the Elohim of Yasharal was gone up from the cherub, whereupon he was, to the threshold of the house, and he called to the man clothed in linen, which had the writer's inkhorn by his side. And Yahuwah said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark. You see that? H8420 upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. And the others, he said in mine hearing, Go ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. This is the Most High talking. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark. And begin at the sanctuary. Start where the doctrine is getting taught.
Yeah.
Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house and start slaughtering them. Can you click on that word up, which is for Mark? And let's see if we on point. Let's see what we talking about.
Verse 5.
Yep. Verse 4. I think it's in a couple of them. 84:20. H84:20.
Yes,
Yup. So you see they got it right there. The tar, and they spelled it out with the tar and the wall. So put a tar on his head, and we seen what they showing us the modern, right? But we see what the ancient is. So knowing that the ancient is a cross, we know what that mark is. And then look over there on the right, it say of a cross branded on the thigh or necklace of a horse. You see that right where you was? Yup. Hebrew Chaldean. Yup. A sign in the form of a cross branded on the thigh or neck of a horse or camels, whence the name or the letter Tar, which is in Phoenician and on the coins of the Maccabees. So even though they're showing you in the modern symbol, they explaining it to you in the ancient and letting you know it's the cross sticks, sign. Look, number 2 say sign, cruciform mark, subscribed instead of a name to a bill compliant, hence subscription. So like somebody's like signature. It is stated that the Synod of Chalcedon and other synods, principally of the East, some even the bishops being unable to write, put the sign of the cross instead of their names, which is still often done by common people in legal proceedings. Now, I do remember that being stated, like back in the day, somebody come to your house, got a check for you, you don't really know how to write. They just say, put your John Hancock in there and put an X. They're really putting a towel on there.
Yeah. Let me call you back up. All right. You good, bro?
All right, but that's interesting though. Like, you ever heard of that? Like, or back on them old cartoons, they'll give them a something to sign. They just put an X on it.
Yeah, you know what's funny? In the movie, the Harder They Fall.
Yeah.
In the beginning, when old boy come in the house with the pastor and his wife and the son, and then after he killed the mother and father, he went to the boy and put a cross right here above his, between his eyebrows and his eyes. And then if you watch the movie, you find out that that was his brother that did that.
He did it like for protection or something?
Nah. It put a mark there.
Like that was his signature.
He put that mark there. Put that T there.
Put that T there. Put that signature on him.
And then when it came time for the little brother, when the little brother got older, and he was about to take his brother out, he took his hat off.
And he had it on him. Yeah.
If you ain't seen that movie yet?
It's probably been a minute. I'm gonna go look at it now though, for real.
Yes, sir.
I'm about to look that up. Yeah, so they were showing you there. And it probably they be putting it in our face like, if we don't know, we don't know.
Yeah, but hey, you can't use it as an excuse on that great day. I didn't know.
Yup. So it's time to get your study on.
Yeah, Most High gonna show you. Hey, you watch this movie, you reference this, or you did that.
He's like, somewhere where you went, because it's everywhere. Like they put that in front of you. Like they put it, I seen it in some type of movie somewhere, you know what I mean? Some type of something I done read somewhere. So it's like they putting it out there, but like you said, it's your job to pick it up.
Yeah.
So now we see that we saw the tall, everybody knows it as the cross when they start off, right? But now we know it's an ancient Hebrew symbol, tall. It's the set or the mark. I mean, it's the sign or the mark or the covenant. They set it on the forehead of the faithful in the time of Ezekiel. So we can see the correlation of the tall and the cross. So really, many Hebrews, you just hear them refer to it as the tall, because the same thing. Section 6, the cross as a living tall. It says what was once the mark in Ezekiel becomes a walk in Mashiyach. When Yahushua says, take up your cross, he is saying, live as one marked. So he's saying, live like you got the mark on you. Live like you represent Yahuwah. Live like somebody could see you and see a difference in your walk. Walk as one owned. So you got restrictions on things I can't go, I can't do, because you know how it is when you're growing up out neighborhood outside doing certain things. They might be having a water fight or something. And you be like, oh, no, I ain't allowed to get wet. You know what I mean? Like, if my mama knew that that's what I was coming to do, but we didn't talk about that, I need clarification. So y'all go ahead and squirt. Don't squirt me because I can't come home wet. I'm gonna get in trouble.
Especially them young girls. I can't get my hair wet. My mama just did this.
Play with me if you want. We mess around and be scrapping out here on this playground.
My mama said it gotta last 2 weeks.
2 weeks, you hear me? So die, it's a die to self so covenant can live. So dying to yourself don't mean physically dying or you ain't gonna be no good, but die to your own pleasures so the Most High can use you for his desires.
Shed the work of the flesh.
It said the cross is the tall lived out daily. So you gotta live it out. It's a Aleph and Taw beginning to completion. So the Aleph, I wonder if we could go back to that ancient. I'm gonna go back to that ancient website and look up this
Okay, go ahead.
Aleph.
Okay.
Let's see if we can pull up the Aleph. So here we go with the Aleph. Cause so this is the early symbol. It looked like an ox head. It's
You
the
ain't got it
middle.
pulled up.
Oh, okay, hold up.
Hit the that
You see it now?
Okay, hold on. Okay, blow it up just a little bit. Yeah.
Yes, sir. All right, all praises. So you see, this is the Aleph. The Aleph or the Al, early Hebrew. It's like this. So you see, they was just drawing a bull's head on the wall. Middle,
Yes,
it's kind of like a bull's head. They just made it more sharp. But if you turn that, I think 180 degrees, you got the Greek Alpha. So all they did was take this and flip it around and call it the Alpha. So they'll say Alpha male, but it's really the Aleph male. This is the late Hebrew. It was wrote like this, and then the modern, just a little more fancy, right?
Yes,
So
that's cursive.
yeah. So that's the evolution of it. The ancient name is the Al or the El, right? So probably more so the Al. That's what we say Elohim, or some people say Elohim. And the pictograph, what it is, it's an ox head. Why is it an ox head? Because it means power, authority, strength. And the ox possesses all of that. And the sound in the ancient I, and probably more so in the modern A, or they'll say it's silent, but we never see no examples of silent letters in ancient Hebrew. But in the modern, sometimes they won't even pronounce it. It said the history and reconstruction. The original pictograph from this letter is the form of an ox head representing strength and power from the work performed by the animal. This pictograph also represents a chief or other leader. When two oxen are yoked together for pulling a wagon or plow, one is the older and more experienced, the one who leads the other within the clan, tribe, or family. The chief or father is seen as the elder who is yoked to the others as the leader or teacher. The modern name for this letter is Aleph and corresponds to the Greek name Alpha. See, it says in the Arabic name Aleph. The various meanings of this root are oxen, yoke, and learn. Each of these meanings is related to the meaning of the pictograph. The root Aleph is an adopted root from the parent root Al, written as, and they show you right here with the symbols. In the original script, meaning strength, power, and chief, is the probable original name of this pictograph. The lamed is, or this right here, is the shepherd's staff and represents authority as well as yoke. See the letter lamed. When combined, these two pictographs mean strong authority. The chief or father is the strong authority. The Al can also be understood as the ox in the yoke. Many Near Eastern cultures worship the god El and was depicted as a bull in carvings and statues. Israel chose the form of the calf, young bull, as an image of God at the Mount Sinai, showing their association between the word Al and the ox or bull, and is also commonly used in the Hebrew Bible for God or God, lowercase g. The concept of the ox and the shepherd's staff in the word Al has been carried over into modern times as the scepter, as a staff, and a crown horns of a monarch. the leader of a nation. These modern items are represented by shepherd staff and ancient sign authority and the horns of the ox. In modern Hebrew, this letter is silent. See, they say in modern, but was originally used for the vowels A and E. The Greek letter alpha, derived from the aleph, is also used for the A sound. The early Semitic pictograph was simplified, and they just go through the history of how it was simplified, and they give you the time like they did the other one.
Mm-hmm.
So we go over the aleph, right? It's a beginning, strength, authority. The ta is so that's the first letter of the alphabet, and the ta being the last letter. It says together they represent totality from calling to completion. Let's look up that verse where he said he's the alpha and omega, but we just read where it said the alpha came from, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what he said it a couple of times, but Revelations 1 and 8. All right, so Revelations 1 and 8. Now, and this takes some critical thinking, so like for the Christians, it takes critical thinking. He's a Hebrew man. He said he's a Hebrew man. He said he's the word made flesh.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when the word made flesh came down and dwelt on earth, what kind of experience did he take on? He took on a Hebrew Israelite experience.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in Hebrew culture, a name is a big thing.
Yeah.
When you born and when you get circumcised and when you get named, that's a big thing. So as a Hebrew man in Hebrew culture, all of a sudden to come down here as the Messiah, the one who's going to uphold everything to the perfect T, I find it kind of strange that he would start getting slack on certain Hebrew isms when he's the actual embodiment of the word.
Mm-hmm.
So would it make sense for the word that was spoken from heaven being spoken in Hebrew to come down here and take on a form in a Greek body or a Roman body? Like that don't make no sense. So he came as a Hebrew man with Hebrew customs.
Right.
So then we got him saying this though. I'm a Hebrew man, Hebrew speaking man, customs. Then I'm about to start speaking some Greek. Now I'm about to start speaking Greek. He said, I am the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the ending, saith Yahuwah, or the Master, which is and which was and which is to come, the Almighty. Okay. But we just read that in the Hebraic culture, in the Hebrew language, the first letter is the Aleph, which is the mighty authority, the strength, and the last letter is the Tav. So did the Messiah actually say he's the Alpha and Omega, or did he say he's the Aleph and the Tav? And I believe he said he's the Aleph and the Tav, because he was Hebrew. Yeah. And when we look at the Tav, it said that's the mark. So to sin is to miss the mark. Once you go through all the alphabet, you understand that that's what you're trying to get through. You're trying to get to the mark. So that's as far as we want to go, right?
Yes,
but
sir.
to sin is to kata, and kata mean in the Hebrew to miss the mark. So you didn't get all the way to the end. You missed it somewhere. So it's not
you transgressed somewhere.
You transgressed somewhere, fell short of the glory.
Mm-hmm.
You missed the mark. So, with the Aleph and Omega, the Alpha and Omega, those are them reinventing the beginning to the end in their language, but that's not what the Messiah said. He said he the Aleph and the Tav. And there's the reason why that's significant is because that actually means something. Alpha and Omega in Greek Yeah, I mean, it means, I get what it means from the beginning to the end, right? But in the Hebrew, it's deeper because each of them characters means something. In the Greek, that's the only way you can really look at it symbolically is, oh, that's the first letter of the alphabet and the last letter of the alphabet. Okay. But in the Hebrew, it's so much more than that, being the one who is the Aleph, who is a mighty one that came down from the Shamayim, was actually put on the Tav. Like, you don't get that with Alpha and Omega. All you get is the phonetic sounding, the Aleph make the A sound and the Omega make whatever sound it make, but you don't get all of the Hebrewisms. So continuing on, they say the cross is proven by fruit, not words. Galatians chapter 5 and 22.
Yo.
Galatians 5:22 through 24.
Uh-oh. It sounds like the fruits of the spirit.
Yes, sir. So I want to say this real quick. It say what you should get out of this teaching basically is many answer the call. That's the Aleph. That's at the beginning. Few finish the walk and make it to the Tav.
That sound like the Marine slogan. The few, the proud, the Marine. That's the same thing, man.
Low key.
Everybody ain't gonna make it to be a Marine. Everybody ain't gonna make it. Them, like I said, them the first ones that go to the war.
They get called first.
They get called first to clear out the pathway for everybody else.
A lot of them ain't making it back.
Hey. And then then you got your SEAL Team 6 that come do some heavy work too. But the Marines, they come first, laying down that path for them to come on in there and make a getaway.
They're gonna take a few hits.
Yeah. But yeah, that's boy, these niggas steal everything. Boy, we can't stand you.
Hey, you be catching it though. All you said, man, that's all that one movie. You said that sound like the Marines. For real though. And that's how you gotta catch it. So can you put that Galatians up? Galatians 5 and 22.
Yes, sir. He up there.
All right. So it say, but the fruits of the spirit is love, joy, peace, long suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law. So if I'm operating in them, I don't got to worry about the law. See, the only thing about the law that they're talking about, ain't no law against them. Ain't no punishment for me loving my brother, being patient with my brother, being long suffering with my sister. If I'm doing them things, if I'm doing a speed limit, I'm not about to get a speeding ticket unless it's a crooked cop. We deal with a righteous authority, so it ain't no law against what you're doing in judgment out of the fruits. If you do that, then you're showing your connection to the Tav, right? To the covenant. Yep. Because we know affliction is coming. We know hatred is coming because you say you follow the Most High. So now Hassan's challenge is to say, hey, Most High, watch this. I can get him to slip up just like he did with Job.
Yeah. He said he only doing. See, man, look, man, the devil's, like I said, since the beginning, the devil been deceitful.
Mm-hmm.
And the devil know, man, like he said to the Most High, take your hedge of protection off of Job. I bet you he'll curse you to your face.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a challenge. It's a challenge in the Shamayim places.
Yeah. But you see, he had to go to him twice because the first time he still didn't do it. So he went back. Take your hand off of him. I bet you he'll curse you.
Yup. He said, man, you can have everything. You can have his health, but don't take his life.
Yeah, you do whatever you want, but don't kill him.
Man, we've been on that Job lately. It's heavy. You know what I'm saying? And really, I'm surprised we just brought Job up because really it was on my mind heavy, because he was serving And he was prophetic. Man, listen, it's a lot going on with Job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't. And there's a lot of people that don't like when you use, the testament of Job as a reference. You know what I'm saying? Like, why not use Job as a reference? See that this man then lost everything. His wife talking crazy.
Yeah.
People that was so-called friends with him talking crazy. And he didn't endure everything that somebody can endure for a long period of time, and then he stood on what he stood on.
I'm gonna go to Job 16:2 real quick.
Let me get there with you.
I'm gonna jump back to Job 15 real quick.
Job 15.
Yeah. Let me see. Just to get some context.
15 and what?
Start at 17 real quick, and then I'm gonna jump down.
Okay.
So it said, I will show thee, hear me, and that which I have seen I will declare, which wise men have told from their fathers and have not hid it, unto whom alone the earth was given, and no stranger passed among them. The wicked man travaileth with pain all his days, and the number of years is hidden to the oppressor. I'm going to jump down about verse 32.
All right.
It shall be accomplished before his time, and his branch shall not be green. He shall shake off his unripe grapes as the vine. He shall cast off his flower as the olive. For the congregation of hypocrites shall be desolate, and fire shall consume the tabernacles of bribery. They conceive mischief and bring forth vanity, and their belly prepareth deceit. All right, moving on to chapter 16, because that was how his friends was talking to him.
Mm-hmm.
His friends was talking to him, basically saying to him, man, what evil have you done that you is over here looking like this, bro? The Most High is not about to just have you over here looking like this and you ain't done nothing wrong. You had to do something.
Something.
Did you sacrifice something you shouldn't have did, right? You did something. All your children is gone. Like, does this sound like something I need to hear right now?
Right.
Is this empowering me in the Mashiyach? At 16, it say, then Job answered and said, I have heard many such things. Miserable comforters are ye all. He said, y'all are miserable. Y'all came over here y'all thought y'all was gonna make me feel good. Y'all thought y'all was helping, huh? With all that, yeah, and that's how people do you sometimes,
Yeah.
You know, especially in this truth. Well, maybe it's that strange religion you in. You ever thought about coming back to church? No.
You in that coat?
Hey, whatever you want to call it, shawty. You feel me? Hey, man, we in the truth. But, you know, not even just with that, just any misery love company. So here y'all is, you know, to try to comfort me. And sometimes, I'm not saying they wasn't his real friends, but sometimes it's a season of aloneness, so you can figure this stuff out with the Most High, because I don't want no miserable comforters around me. I'm miserable enough.
Man. Yeah. You just said it right there,
Yeah. So we at the end of it right here. A couple more sections. So basically the warning is what the cross is not. The cross is not jewelry. It must affect behavior. It's not self-hatred. Talking about what is this cross or this tar that you picking up daily? What is this mark and this sign on you that's going to be present and revealing your character? It says it's not self-hatred. It kills rebellion, not identity. So you still got not, and I think that's where the church got it wrong. It made it like, or we all Christians, we all clones of each other. Nah, everybody got their own talents. Sure, you comedian, you know what I'm saying? Sure, you got brothers out here, artists, rapping. But hey, everybody here on the Shabbat studying. You got brokers in the truth. You got, you got people of all type of different
Set apart DJs.
set apart DJ in the building.
Yes, sir.
Yes, but when it comes to this word, hey, look, we all equal on this level right here. You feel me? So we all come back to the same foundation. So ain't nobody's identity lost. Like, and that's the thing, And I guess brothers, just be careful that you don't make if you involved with a prospect that you might be about to have as a wife, or if you got a wife, don't make your woman feel like coming into the truth she gonna lose her identity, because that could be scary for a woman, especially in the truth, because a large part of a woman's identity is her man, or it should be. And I don't think a lot of folks understand that in a biblical form, but that's what it is, because when a woman get married, that man don't take on that woman name, huh?
No, sir.
Even in American society, but this is a biblical principle. That woman you are the house of Jesse, you are the house of David, you are the house of Saul, you are the house of Solomon. The man, that's whose house you up under. What man is the man of this house? When they come to this house, who's the man of this house? He's the one who holds the responsibility. So, it could be scary for a woman that don't understand where her place will be carved out for her, set apartness, set apart a long time, identity time, things like that. Just something to consider.
Yeah.
But it's a practical daily application. What can we do on a daily basis to kind of practice to actually carry this out at home? Patience over dominance. At work, integrity over compromise. In the community, peace over retaliation. In the mind, capturing thoughts before they become actions. The cross is carried in moments, not monuments. The final charge, denying yourself is the decision. Taking up the cross is the mark. Following Yahushua is the walk. The Aleph calls you, the Tav seals you, the cross proves you belong. Walk it daily if you want. Okay, and that's that, man. So that's really all I got for him, Mark.
And while you was reading that, man, the main thing that it kept saying in different words was communication.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Communication. Like, this is what we have to do with one another as Hebrews and as believers. You got to communicate with your brother and sister. You know what I'm saying? Not everything has to be a debate. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have, some differences and whatnot, but at the end of the day, we gotta continue to test each other, improve each other, and correct each other in decency and in order.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what we gotta do. Pick up and carry that cross so we can follow the Mashiyach. Matthew 16:24 say, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we got to do, man.
For sure.
Every day. Practice the fruit of the spirit every day. Kill the old man every day. And living out and being the testament,
Yup, be consistent.
Yeah.
Be honest with yourself. Sometimes people be, you don't want to put all your business out there, but with your brothers and your sisters, hey, how you doing? If you ain't doing all right, say that.
Man, I know, man. This like how we do. You have certain folks that is not gonna go around terror bearing your business.
Yeah.
Find you some folks that you can communicate with that gonna stay on your behind to make sure you doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Because this not no easy walk.
It's not all gravy, you know.
But you're gonna have your good times, you're gonna have your bad times. But at the end of the day, still give praise to the Most High that you still alive and your book of life is still open.
That's it. Because once you read that Job, that's all you see at the end. Hey man, one thing he did not do, he asked some hard questions. He was asking, he was like, man, hey, like what's going on? Most High, like, hey man, where was you when I formed the grass? Where was so he like, hey, look, I ain't gonna he said, hey, prepare yourself like a man that had this you got me about to get in this book of Job.
Hold on, let me see. Let's read some of this Hebrews 11 real quick.
All right, pull that up.
This to show that our forefathers is a testament to how we need to live and stand for this truth. You got it out?
Yep. Give me 2 seconds, huh?
All
right. Yep, I'm there. All right. So it says at verse 1.
Yeah, we ain't got to read it all, but just a couple of them because this one's a long book. But this a few, just so they get the point.
We'll get down there through Enoch and them and say at verse 1. It say, now faith is the substance of things hoped for. So he's telling you what it is. This is the substance. The evidence of things not seen. See, I can walk in faith because I got evidence that some things that happened to me, even though other people didn't see it, I experienced it, but it happened. It says, for by it the elders obtained a good report. Through faith, we understand that the worlds were framed by the words of Elohim. So the things which are seen were not made of the things which do appear. By faith, Abel offered unto Elohim, it says, a more excellent sacrifice than Cain, by which he obtained witness that he was righteous, Elohim testifying of his gifts, and by it he being dead yet speaketh. It says, by faith, Enoch was translated that he should not see death and was not found because Elohim had translated him. For before his translation, he had his testimony that he pleased Elohim. But without faith, it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to Elohim must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. So yeah, that's a good script, and I want to end off on. I just want to speak on this Job. You know, Job was going through it, right? I think Job is a good example of somebody who would carry their cross on a daily, man. Probably the best example we got besides the Mashiyach.
Yeah.
Right. So it's at verse 1, Job 38. Job 38. Because he was asking all these questions, man. Like, man, what's going on? It say, then Yahuwah answered Job out of the whirlwind and said, who is this that darkeneth counsel by words without knowledge? He said, man, who is this? He said, man, who is you, Job? He said, you darkeneth counsel by words without. He said, you speaking kind of ignorantly. You speaking about some stuff you don't know nothing about. So sometimes you could question, dang, how could God take your loved ones and you still worship him? How could, he said, man, you speaking about some things that's way higher than your knowledge. So you should have a little, be careful how you come at the Most High. You ain't coming to your boss any kind of way.
Sure ain't.
Look what he said in verse 3. He said, gird up thy loins like a man, for I will demand of thee and answer thou me. He said, I'm got to ask you. He said, you will answer me. So just remember, when you get in that mode where you think you about to come and just you think you equal to the Most High to come up and he gonna say, hey, look, we can have a conversation. But he told him, hey, gird up thy loins like a man. And when in the Hebrew thought, when it's time to gird up your loins, it's time to go to war.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the reason why they girding their loins up, because they wore them long tunics. You know what I'm saying? You know how like if we were dressed up in our Hebrew garbs. So
Yeah.
you know, walk around in a tunic like that, you can't get active. You can't get back and get that 1-2 combo off. You feel me? So they would take their garments up under their legs, tie them up, make it like a little onesie, so they can move and so they can get to their weapons and stuff. So he's like, hey, look, we about to have a real conversation. You're gonna take some blows. So you know, just remember when you come to the Most High and ask them questions, man, you better be ready for what he
come correct.
Come correct.
And he ain't gonna lose.
He ain't gonna lose. That's one. Imagine, hey, Most High tell. That's how your daddy coming. Hey, put them gloves on, boy.
Yeah.
You think you about to whoop your daddy?
He throw you the glove.
He
put
throw
them
you. Come on, right here. Like, oh snap.
He mad.
But all praises, man, to the Most High. Total Rabbah for everybody who tapped in or play it back. So Most High willing, it was edifying. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
You got anything you want to tell them on the way out?
Hey, man, get in your script daily, man. We got to do better with that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Including myself. We got to get back to making the time for the Most High and not just on the Shabbat.
That part.
You know so however most time you think you can give the Most High during the weekday, give it to him and make ways for it.
Get your circle righteous, man. That's what it is. I ain't saying leave the circle that you in, but I'm gonna say you at least gotta interject righteousness in it, and maybe it could convert it. But you gotta be in a righteous circle, because if you're in a wicked circle, you ain't gonna rub righteousness up against wickedness and get the wickedness righteous. You know what I'm saying? The wickedness is going to contaminate the righteous. So you really gotta, either have a righteous circle that you can invite people who is trying to learn in, and have your set and control. But if you is in a situation where you're just around worldly people and you got to either separate or you got to get in a righteous circle, man, because this walk ain't meant to happen on its own. He sent them out 2 by 2. Every time you see the Messiah send somebody out, he sent them out 2 by 2.
Yes, sir. All praise to the Most High. Thank y'all for tuning in to these Babylon streets.
Yes, sir.
Most High willing, we be back again next Shabbat, next Shabbat.
Hallelujah. Well, all praises, man. I'm going to say Shabbat Shalom to the 12 tribes worldwide, man. 4th tribe.
Yes, sir. Shabbat Shalom.